keeping all the thanks I have to give at least to Isaac Konopka is it's a very well-deserved thanks. Thanks, Isaac, for letting me be here for the second time. So, the time is short, and we have to talk about e-filing. There would be more to tell, but let's stay to the argument that we have. We have at least in Italy 3 different e-filing systems, because every of the main jurisdictions has built one. The first one, the old one, the historic one, and the bigger one is the civil proceeding e-filing system. It started 10 years ago, a little more than 10 years ago, with the first legally valid e-filing of payment order. But slowly it became first possible and then mandatory to all the civil proceeding, including execution. Not yet auctions, but it will come soon. And by 2014, we had it mandatory for most of the filings, and we will say later what that is just. The administrative proceeding made a totally different path, because there was nothing till 3 months ago, and all in a sudden, everything became mandatory, both for the lawyers, the judges, experts, everyone. A total skip into the mandatory e-filing system, but a different system. And we have a third one for tax law proceeding, still not mandatory for anyone, being introduced as a legal system, but by choice, in every part of Italy in this moment. The only thing is then when a lawyer or another of the subjects that can start a tax law proceeding chooses to go with the electronic system, the proceeding must go on with the system. So, a few data of the civil proceeding. In 1 year, there was little more than 8 million filings, not single file, but filings with multiple files when needed, of which 5% at least are payment orders. The big part that is mandatory to do this way are every filing in already started proceeding, and 1.5 million of introductory filing that creates a new proceeding that it is still not mandatory. You can still choose to file it by papers till now, but it becomes to be quite common. What we actually file, because it's not too simple to understand. In civil proceeding, that's the most important, we file a single encoded file, encoded with the public key of the addressing tribunal or court, and so not readable for anyone, not even after we create it. And it contains everything, what we are filing, all of the attachment data, and the metadata that describes what we are filing. It's that this system we use to classify and properly work the file. The different system in administrative is using a container and digitally sized PDF file from the Adobe company. That's a problem for me, and not encrypted, since it is signed, but theoretically readable from anyone that can catch it through the mail. How we send it, that's another difference within what we heard here. The two main kinds, serial and administrative, we do not upload the file to a web portal, apart from emergency provision. We have to send it by certified email. We call it PEC, PEC, for Posta Elettronica Certificata, certified email. What is it? It is a system that has more than 10 years in Italy. Basically, it works like a regular mail exchange, that's the difference, between accounts, special accounts, opened at qualified trust service provider. And it's effective since 2005. The provider or the providers must be certified by a public agency, and the list is public to be checked. And another difference, all of the companies and all of the lawyers and all of the professionals like architects, engineers, doctors must have one certified email address, and it must be listed in a public report, freely consultable. I wrote here 5 million addresses, but while I was here, I double-checked it. We are near 6 million total, of which more than 1 million of professionals. This is just a screenshot of the list where we can see which are the providers what is really the difference between a certified mail and a mail and a regular mail? The difference stays in two receipts, actually two mail bags, that when we send, receive, and that must be underlined not only graphically, that are digitally signed by the trusted provider service. So this gives the particular value of the certified mail. The first receipt is an acceptance receipt that we get from our provider. When we send, we get first an acceptance receipt. The system tells us it was accepted. And most important, we have a delivery receipt that is sent to us by the provider of the recipient, that tell us, that gives evidence to us that the delivery went okay. There must be problems, there must be a full mailbox, not more valid mailbox. When we have this, we have the effect of the email, and we can prove it in any by law, and this is an effect clearly stated by law, a successfully delivered certified email is considered a fully awareness of the content. So it's not our problem if the recipient does not open and does not read it. And so they are quite in a problem if they do not read it, because not the argument of this speech, but we can do also, we as lawyers can do also official notification of proceedings in this way. So you must be sued without knowing if you do not open your mailbox. And just to show here how it works, if we have our little envelope called PEC here, that is a mail that we want to send with some content, with some attachments, whatever. We send it. We send it to our, of course, SMTP server, the outbound server. But the first thing we have is a receipt that tells us it was sent, and this is just something. The time of sending, it is, I placed the little box sign, and it is signed by the provider. Then the provider sends the email to the other provider, and that's obvious, of course. But at this point, we have back from the recipient provider a receipt. It is important to understand that this receipt contains everything we have sent out, the text, the attachments, and everything. And so we have evidence, not only we sent something, but exactly of what we sent. And, by the way, it becomes optional for our sender that the recipient goes to open his mailbox. It works like a regular mail, but it's completed in this way. When we file legal acts, we have two more receipts, we call it, but actually are two incoming pack, sent by the system, one that tell us that after the first processing made by an automatic system, there is no particular defect or problem in the content we send. And the last one is issued manually by the clerk when it checks the incoming mail, controls, and when accepting, make it enter in the electronic file and in the electronic record of our case. And now I have still 3 minutes to make you see a little something more, because I wanted to show you really how it works. Unfortunately, my neighbor client doesn't work under this environment, but I want to show you, picking a certified mail channel, the particular quality of the mail. It stands in the certificate of the digital signature of the sender. We can tell us that we can say that this provider testifies that the mail came from what the mail tells it to be. And by I wanted to show you this is the public record of the address, or my address of PEC, so you can send me a certified mail. And to end it, staying in the, I just prepared, not to use the way, but by webmail, a PEC to file a memorandum that I have to submit. I just sent an email with the attached file, and as you see, I already have the 2 receipts here. This one is most important because of the signature of the service provider of the tribunal. I have here exactly the content of what I sent, or to say, the encoded file that I sent. So I just made right now an e-filing. It's completed by my side. The time and date of the deposit will be this one. It will be worked by the system, electronic system, within an hour or 2, and by the clerk Friday, probably on Monday morning. But this is the way it works. We have an old system by in a certain way because it started more than 10 years ago, but with some problems. It works. You saw the numbers. It works. It's the same all over Italy. It works from south to north, and as I can say, it works. Nothing else, nothing more. There would be so many other things to say. If you have questions, I am here, or now or later, or even during the gala dinner. Thank you very much.